Hello, fellas. It's Chaffee. We talked yesterday on Gabbin Games about the highest paid, highest compensated CEOs in the video game industry. For some reason, they only have data. This is from games1.com. They do all kinds of surveys and state of the industry and whatnot. And so they just put out the CEO pay of the highest paid CEOs in video games from 2020. Okay. One thing I wanted to preface it real quick is I at first thought this was salary. This is not salary, this is compensation. So this is bonuses and salary, basically. So in the following clip, I apologize, you'll hear me say salary sometimes, compensation other times. What I mean is the overall amount of money that they made in that 2020 timeframe. So here you go. This is from Gabbin Games Friday show. Okay. I want to get you mad. Game CEO pay in 2020. Now, I don't know why it was 2020, but this is what was released. This is what was headlining the news today. So obviously this has changed, but it's probably only changed in one goddamn direction, and that direction is up. I'm not going to go through all of them with you. But let's scroll down. Okay, so the low end of this list, this guy makes $162K. He's the CEO of the Embracer Group. Embracer was formerly known as THQ. This is THQ? Look at this shit. They got tons of big fucking companies, and the CEO is only making $160K? That's awesome. That's fucking awesome. As we go up, Fractal Gaming, App Lovin', Eastside Games. I've never heard of most of these. They're probably all mobile. Rovio, of course, we've heard of. This lady makes $500,000 a year. The Sumo Group, which just got acquired by Tencent, is $680,000 a year. All right, here we go. Now we're getting into some real fucking numbers. Yves Guillemot, in between allowing his corporation to continue to be abusive and toxic, he makes almost $1 million a year. I assume he has a shit ton of stock. Manchin Owinski, CD Projekt Red, makes $1 million. The other joint CEO makes $1 million. The head of Atari makes over $1 million. Isn't that the most ridiculous goddamn thing you ever fucking heard of? The head of Atari. Like they do anything. Come on, man. Atari's been trying to become relevant for years. They just announced recently, we're doing this. Come on. The number of people who give a fuck that you're going to remake Missile Command gets less and less every year because those people are dying. And I'm on that list. That's a ridiculous salary for him. Turtle Beach, they do the peripherals and shit. He makes $2 million. Nintendo head makes almost $3 million. Sega Sammy makes $3 million. Square Enix makes $4 million. Roblox head makes almost $7 million a year. The head of GameStop is able to convince some stupid motherfuckers to give him $7.6 million. The head of GameStop. Somebody's like, you know what? We think your value to our company is worth almost $10 million goddamn dollars. Nexon makes a little more sense, $8 million. Glue Mobile, $8 million. Team 17, $10 million. I mean, I like Team 17, but they're just a mid-level publisher, aren't they? Okay, Strass Zelnick. Motherfucker brings home $18 million a fucking year. In a minute, I'm going to tell you what their average employees get. I mean, this is eat the rich. This is French Revolution time. This is not sustainable. The fact that this motherfucker makes games, he doesn't even make them. He's not Dan Houser. He's a guy, and I've met him once. He's a nice guy. Nothing wrong with the guy. I've met him once. He makes decisions for a company. $18 million. That's vulgar. The Unity guy, $22 million. I kind of see that. Although not really. I would think that made a little bit of sense because he came from EA, right? If you're one of the key guys at Unity that really put that thing on the map, the value you bring to that company is huge. You're the fucking, you got a sweetheart deal from your fucking agent, and you're making $22 million for Unity. From Unity. Come on. Just because you came from EA. What a ridiculous life these people lead. What a bunch of jokers these fuckers are. $22 million. Frank Jabot, I know this guy. 32 million from Zynga. He's about to be even richer because they're about to get acquired by who just bought Zynga? Take-Two. So this guy and this guy are making the ducats, baby. Electronic Arts CEO, 34 million. Big Bad Bobby Kotick, $154 million. Jaffe's comparing a free market to the French Revolution. No, what I'm comparing, sir, I'm not saying it's a one-to-one reason or a one-to-one historical retelling of the French Revolution. What I'm saying is a big motivation of the French Revolution was the rich people shitting on the poor people and the poor people getting squeezed more and more and more until they said, enough is enough, this isn't going to stand. That's what's similar. When you've got people who are going broke and going to the streets because they get sick and they can't afford health care in America, when you have kids who are starving, when you and you won't even raise the minimum wage outside of California, people, come on. That can only sustain for so long. Now look at this one, $372 million this motherfucker gets paid. Now, I used to agree with you, Nine Lives. The market usually decides what someone is worth. No, not anymore. I understand what you're saying, and I understand the value of the free market, but there comes a point where it goes over the line and everyone is incestuous and insidious and they are working together to basically make everybody richer. And it's less about what the free market will support, and it's more about the fact that the system in place is such that if the politicians are in their pockets because they lobby and spend tons of money, even though the free market, you're telling me that the free market supports $372 million in total compensation for the guy who has this company? Bingo Blitz, Solitaire Grand Harvest. This motherfucker got lucky. You could take this motherfucker and you could put him in another mobile company and it would not do the same. It would not do the goddamn same. You can't see the last guy. I'll bring him back up. But he's the CEO of this company called Playtika. Who the fuck cares? Who the fuck knows? There he is, 372. Now, it doesn't matter though, legends. I understand. I understand that it's more the percentage of what the total is coming in. But there's a point where it's vulgar. There's a point where your employees, when Bobby Kotick is laying off people, not because they're fireable, but because the COVID came and gutted esports, instead of saying, I'm going to give you guys at least a year's severance. They sent him home with 3 months insurance and some BattleNet cards, if I remember correctly. Okay? That's a different issue. The average employee at Electronic Arts makes $123,000 a year. The CEO, as we just saw, is making $34 million a year. Activision, average employee makes $99,000 a year. At Activision, it is 1 to 1,560 difference. Come on. I'm sorry, there's something fundamentally morally wrong about this. What does this guy make per hour? This guy makes per hour almost $200K for an hour's worth of work. Fuck you, CEO fucks. Go fuck yourselves. I'm done putting up with these fuck sticks. Morgan says it's time to have a bloody revolution. I would hope not. I don't think we need to do that. But there is a point where you look at these people's stupid fucking faces and you just go, you know what, man? Enough. And just enough. And where's the black people at? There's one woman. Where's the black people at on this fucking list? Nowhere. I don't see one black dude on this list or one black lady on this list. Come on now. This is crazy. This shit is insane. Let's move forward. I shouldn't be seeing color anyway. I'm not putting color before anyone's name. That's a ridiculous concept. You can basically say, let's not make people's race about everything. And I would agree with you on that. And still look at this list of people who are making vulgar amounts of cash and go, there's not a single black man on this list. There's not a single black woman on this list. And you can still go, that seems fucking weird. That seems fucking weird. That's got nothing to do with always putting color first. But how it's right in your face. How can you not see it?